Welcome back, everyone, to the second episode of my Road to Top Tier series. As we get further into the tech tree, I am going to begin to cut out some matches and only show the top 4 or 5 per episode, as otherwise we would be here for years. I begin the video on Attica, choosing to spawn on the sea cap side of the map, and the tank I am using once again, the M2A4, as personally I think it's my best tank as of right now. It is also my only tank if we exclude the LVT. That thing is more of a boat than a tank. My first engagement of the game is this. Lancing my machine guns, since they have no armor, and exposed crew members. However, my kill unfortunately gets taken from me by a teammate. I then get shot at by this BT-42 and decide to return fire, hoping to secure an easy first kill of the match. There it is, first kill of the game. Then I spot this Kenai in front of me. Hoping to one-shot it, I first attempt to get his speed right in order to lead my shot correctly. Then, I fire, destroying the Kenai, and with that, earning us a second kill this game. Looking around, I spot the muzzle fire of this French tank. I take aim and fire, destroying their tank in one shot. Then I spot this sneaky disappointingly is hidden from me by this group of boulders, except for when he decides to peek again, and I send a round into his map. Doesn't seem to want to repeat me, so I refocus myself to the rest of the battlefield to see if I could spot anyone else. Then he decides to shoot at me again when I wasn't looking. Then his teammate arrives after I've shot him and done nothing, kills my turret crew and my engine. Although they seem unable to kill me, I am still eagerly waiting for a new gunner. Just before I can reload, his teammate kills him, ending my time in the M2A4. I then decide to spawn in the M13 MGMC. The twin 50 cals are a monster in this biome, as we saw in the last video. Taking a quick look around to see if I can spot any planes in the sky. Pushing back towards the sea cap, I am looking for any enemies that are side on to me, hoping to score an easy kill or two. Spot this plane way up in the sky and decide to wait a few seconds before opening fire on them, as I was hoping they'd come closer and try to kill me, so they would be flying head-on with me. Even after scoring a hit on them, they appear to already be tunnel vision on one of my teammates across the map. Just after I spot what I believe is a Stuka and attempt to shoot them down, failing miserably, as I only score a single hit. I wander blindly into a trap that even my teammates didn't expect. As this panzer comes rushing down the hill towards me, I attempt to track them and get to their side, but I am unsuccessful and they kill me in one shot.
Heading to the base. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Finally, I try flying the BF2C. For the first time this video, and it goes about as well as last time. Just watch. This time I gain a kill, more than last time, by resorting to boarding the enemy aircraft, like we're in a sci-fi movie, killing my propeller and crashing me into the water. I spawn in again. However, this time is pretty uneventful. So, let's skip to the end screen. Where we unlock the M3 Stuart, which I will put into a new crew slot to give us 4 vehicles to choose from. And choose to begin researching the M22 Locust. Now, let's get into the next game, where we are on Eastern Europe. I start off with our newly unlocked M3, making sure not to bring too much ammo.
It's your vehicle! Driver ready! Loader ready!
They rush to the A-cap to secure some early Silver Lions and research points. I then push on towards the B-cap, hoping to do the same. I spot and attempt to kill this panzer, pushing across the field, to have a massive fail, as I don't pen his hull armor.
We've been hit!
I then spot this Japanese tank that after they fire, I attempt to kill. However, I don't pen, as I failed to aim correctly. then killed by an enemy 15 centimeters, who shot me in the side with their howitzer, for pressuring my tank and killing my crew members inside. I then spawn in the M13 MGMC, planning to kill the enemy that was by the river earlier. This guy. The plan begins now, as I head towards the walls of the canal. However, they were no longer there. With unfortunate timing of me checking the recording was working. Get killed by a Lorraine 37. In true War Thunder fashion, we immediately spawn in a plane to go and kill that same Lorraine. I've skipped 2, when I'm closer to the battlefield, so that the action can start sooner. I spot that Lorraine and attempt to kill it. However, these puny little 7.7 guns can't pen his armor and only injure his crew members, with none of them dying to my guns. So I loop up and around in an attempt to take another run at them. Then, I begin getting shot at by an enemy aircraft. So, I attempt to take evasive maneuvers after lining up on a shot on where I believe the Lorraine should have been. Thinking the Lorraine was still there, I take another gun run at his previous location. However, I pull up too late, hit the building, and get catapulted into the ground. Finally, I am left to spawn in my final tank, the legendary M2A, in order to hopefully secure a win for my team. My first ground engagement is this SDK FC2519 that I attempt to kill either the crew members or the ammo that I thought was stored in the rear. I successfully killed them by some means, also hitting a panzer behind them due to overpenning their armor, being forced to repair my track. After that earlier bomb leaves me stuck here for some time. And as soon as I'm on the move again, I encounter that same panzer. Kills me with one shot. And with that, we conclude Game 2. We unlocked nothing of interest between games, so with that, we're on to Game 3. Where we are on cargo port, and I start yet another game with the M. Since it is now our best tank in my opinion, feel free to tell me if you have any other opinions. I rush towards the B point, hoping to secure an early stronghold position in an alleyway. However, as you will see, I was killed by a gaggle of BT-5s that had gotten there first.
The engine's burning!
Cut. To me now having spawned in the M13 MGMC again, in hopes of making those BT-5s go extinct. race down the edge of the highway, hoping to create some sort of a surprise attack on them. Seeing this unaware BT-7, I decide to open fire and secure myself my first kill of the game. We then see this British 813, knowing I can easily pen his flat front plate, move to kill him too.
Target destroyed.
Move into a position of cover from the enemy spawn. Begin looking at the B point as it had been captured by the enemies. Then get attacked from the rear, and I am unable to pen them before they are able to kill me, since they are too angled for my 50 cows to be effective. I am now in the BF2C and am looking for ground or air targets that I can kill. I spot this enemy aircraft and begin circling back to get on their tail. After all of this, I get killed by a third-party BB-1. I am next in the M2A4 and rushing towards the enemy-captured C point, attempting to find any remaining enemy players from when it was captured, or anyone still defending it. No one appears to be here, so I start to decamp the C point in hopes of securing my team the victory in the long term. This enemy tank attempts to kill me from behind, however, failing as I am able to get around this corner quick enough to avoid their main gun. I then call artillery on their position and begin to side-scrape in hopes of being able to kill them without letting them get a kill shot on me. However, when I discovered it was a T-60, I knew there was nothing I could really do to kill it, since its hull armor is too angled for my rounds to penetrate. Then they killed my engine. But as I was beginning to accept my fate, my friendly shoots him in the side and kills him. We progress again to find some more action, as the enemy have since taken the B point, and I am rushing to get it back in hopes of swinging the game back into our favor. MP6 and only hits the engine. However, my teammate quickly delivers another round, killing it instantly. I now move to decap the B point from the enemies, to give my team a fighting chance at winning this game. I expect an enemy to come flying around this corner. I sit patiently, waiting for it to arrive, but it never does.
Forward! Roger! Advance. We're controlling most of the zones.
After having found no one, I leave the B-cap area in search of the enemy team. However, I am forced to circle back since they once again begin to capture it. Looking around, I find nothing until this pair of Russian gas for M's show up and begin peppering me with their machine guns. I successfully kill both of them, but then I am killed by a Japanese ONA. And that concludes the match for me. So we move on to Game 4, where I have unlocked the M22 by this point. And obviously, we have to begin the game with our newly unlocked M22, or as I like to call it, Larry the Locust.
We've been hit!
The barrel gets taken out here, and unfortunately for us, we no longer start with parts unlocked by default. It takes me a moment to realize this, however. I return fire, missing my shot the first time and breaking our barrel. I am now forced to repair it, but without parts, our accuracy is now going to suffer. After having completed the quick repair, I look around for any enemies that might be able to see me.
The enemy is winning. We've been hit!
I get shot from where I believe was in front of me, so I move to use these same rocks as cover from their position.
We've been hit! Loader unconscious.
Now, we get shot from another angle, and they take our loader. You can see now the effects of the broken barrel. Someone is trying to snipe at me from up on the fortress walls, but I continue to rush down towards the B point to use a feature many people still don't know about. Is that you can repair even without parts, if you are on a capture point that is claimed by your allies.
Gun in action!
The next minute or so are completely uneventful until I get bombed by this plane. So obviously, I decide to spawn in the M13, so that we can get revenge for our death. However, my aim still isn't great, and I miss almost every shot, letting them get away. I then spot another plane. Moments later, hoping to score a kill, but once again, my aim fails me. Later in the match, I spot a Panzerjäger sniping at my team and attempt to kill it with my 50 pounds, thinking I could pen his frontal armor. However, it seems I can't.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Only able to slightly injure his crew before moving on. A rush over to try and help kill the BT5 and BT7 that are shooting at my LVT friend. One of them takes my driver, but luckily M2A kills them before they could shoot me again. And I am able to reload in time to kill the BT7 before it killed the LVT. We move on to me getting killed by a Panzer III that I only got a glimpse of before it killed me. The last minute of the game is spent in the M3 Stuart, where nothing really interesting happens, except for one nice cross-map kill. I failed to get even a hit on this plane before the game ends. But with that, it is the end of this week's episode of Road to Top Tier. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again next week.